Imagine living in the future, literally holding it in your hands. Something so secret it could ruin Apple's biggest event of the year, spoil millions in free surprise and delight marketing, and give competitors and their photocopiers a head start in mimicking it all. Now, imagine losing it, or worse, having it stolen from you, not by some petty thief or shadowy spy, but by a friend. This isn't a hypothetical. This is the very real allegation made against Ethan, who was a software engineer at Apple. Was because they fired him, and just sued his supposed friend, Michael, as well as John, the creator, in the middle of it all. According to Apple's lawsuit, Ethan was, allegedly, not very good, actually really bad, legit kinda terrible at securing his carry iPhone, which when outside of Apple's vaults should have been on his person or in a lockbox hidden in his home the whole entire time, especially since it was all loaded up with an internal build of codename Luck, what Apple was getting ready to announce to the world as iOS 26. Michael, also allegedly, was quite good, low-key excellent, illegit kind of tradecraft at executing an evil mate attack, in this case, evil friend, on that carry iPhone, shoulder surfing or otherwise getting Ethan's passcode, using Find My to GPS track him to make sure he was away from home, grabbing up his unsecured carry iPhone and FaceTiming all its precious pre-release liquid glass and app update secrets to a creator, John, Front Page Tech, who then recorded it, had it re-rendered, and turned it into a series of leak videos, for the clout and clicks, allegedly. And Apple is suing because they claim financial compensation was involved, which, if true, transforms all of this from largely protected freedom of the press shield laws to potentially actionable misappropriation of trade secrets, which is just all shades of serious. John has disavowed the financial part on X, but where it gets even wilder is that the email that alerted Apple to all of this also claims others were involved, and that Ethan had, in the past, divulged iOS secrets far more directly. Now, for Apple, leaks are hardly a new or novel thing. They're a near constant, a fact of corporate life, a cost of doing the biggest of business. They also happen just so damn always. The sprawling, multinational, multi-conglomerate behemoth that is Apple's supply chain bleeds secrets like a bead-blasted aluminum unibody fire hose. There are just so many high-pressure, high-profit, moving parts and potential points of failure when billions and billions are on the line for component suppliers, manufacturers, even accessory makers. The temptation to get a personal payday, eke out a pre-release edge, negotiate in the trade rags is beyond immense. Getting the scoop for your analyst look ahead or the CAD file for your case run can literally be make or break. And that level of leakage isn't easily contained to the people who allegedly beg, barter, steal, or sell for them. They get spread across the net and even 3D printed and shipped around the world. Allegedly. Throw in super salty agencies that lose contracts to Apple's in-house team, and even hedgers who need to cover their extra risky hedgings, coupled with a media market and enthusiast community thirstier for hits than an influencer on the rise, and forget industrial espionage, it's industrial amplification on Hulk serum, allegedly. And those are the external leaks, the ones that happen. There are also the internal leaks, the employee leaks, the ones that really hurt. These used to be far more common back in the day when unannounced products would be shared sooner and more widely with more teams over more company mailing lists or go-to-market meetings. And they still happen, probably because bigger disclosures let people hide in larger potential suspect pools, just not as often. Otherwise, when it's more direct, when it's from a member of the actual team working on the actual product or feature, it's typically for more base human reasons, like clout farming. You have a secret you've been keeping for maybe years, and that secret is valuable, and you feel like maybe you can transfer the value of that secret to yourself, which feeds your ego and sense of importance, especially when you think of the journalist, blogger, or creator as a celebrity that you consider high value, feeling like the person behind the person, the source, the insider. It just glazes you, lights you all the way up, allegedly. Or airing of grievances. You didn't get that promotion or the role, or your project got shelved, your idea was ignored, and you're just mad, angry, raging about it, looking for a little justice or payback, dying to show them the public agrees with you, or just totally, utterly scorched earth spoiling everything for everyone. Allegedly. Especially if there are outlets for your thirst or frustration slipping into your DMs on the regular, or the moment after your social post or LinkedIn signals that in some personal news, you're no longer with Apple. It's basic human nature meets clever social engineering. And Apple can and has warned, fired, and even sued employees over it, only to sometimes see those warnings, firings, and lawsuits, you guessed it, leaked. And even when it's indirect, like telling a close family member or friend, them overhearing a supposedly private conversation, or coming across a carry device carelessly left next to the bed and passing the information, pictures, or video along to farm their own clout, or because of their own interpersonal grievances, or sometimes, just for the vlog plot. Some will also claim it's simple enthusiasm. Oh, they're just so excited about the super cool shit they're working on. They just can't wait to share it with the world. And I just don't buy it. These are people conditioned to keep company secrets like they're state secrets. Forget Black Ops, they bleed 6 colors. These people aren't just willing, but literally encouraged to ship new features that, stupefyingly, don't even work with other new features because the engineers building them, who may be close personal friends, don't know the first flying thing about what the other engineers are building. You're trying to tell me that these cult of Applers, who won't even tell or let glimpse anything to their coworkers or life partners, can't wait to share with some blockheaded blogger from Hardbottle and their relatively tiny nerd following on the net. No, they want to see the crowd and their neighbors and relatives' eyes widen when it's finally Craiged or Jawsed up on stage, and in all the coverage that surprise and delight ignites across millions and millions, if not billions of people around the world. And from the totally safe, totally non-actionable post-disclosure spotlight of every dub-dub tech talk, meal, corridor, chat room, you did what? Wow, that inevitably follows. The absolute rarest, most someone like that might do is signal some leak as false, wrong, blatant lies, bullshit. If their investment in the truth is overwhelming and their frustration with comms not shooting it down just immense. The only other exception is eavesdropping attacks, like someone catching a glimpse or getting a shot despite your concealed carry and privacy screen, or a few too many beverages leading to a few too loud comments at bars or restaurants that attract the attention of people at the next table or counter who realize and are willing to pass along what they heard. Or someone forgets to remove or hide information or strings in software or on servers that then get pushed out or left where people who know how to spelunk code or connections manage to find it. And of course, there's Siri. That's all happened. And so is Apple intentionally leaking, reverse leaking, very specific things for very strategic reasons to reset expectations and avoid negative press drowning out positive news, like there'll be no new hardware at WWDC this year, or to control the narrative around a company-wide memo, just all the allegedlys. And through all this, all of it, mostly Apple never sues the media. Mostly. In 2005, they did slap a subpoena on Apple Insider, PowerPage, and ThinkSecret, trying to crowbar the sources of their Mac Mini and iWork leaks, which resulted in the California Court of Appeals extending shield laws from traditional media to bloggers. And just the crispest of internet high fives there. They also sued ThinkSecret directly, also for misappropriation of trade secrets, and ultimately saw that site shut down as a result, which was maybe then and now the very real, very chilling point. Apple did not sue Gizmodo in 2010 after they reportedly paid $5,000 for the infamous iPhone 4 prototype left at a bar. For that, they 4D chessed into a criminal investigation that saw the finders charged with misdemeanors, but not the Gizmodo reporters, because their actions were determined to have been non-participatory, even though opinions varied on whether or not the payment disqualified them from shielding. Apple also, back in the day, used to do things like cease and desist over leaked extra-wide iPod Nano images, thinking they could brute force those images offline, but basically just confirming the products were real to the world. So for a long time, Apple has pretty much just sucked it up and stayed quiet. Until now. So will this new lawsuit go anywhere? Will it result in any shutdowns of sites or channels? That's unclear. Will it have a chilling effect, finally, on leaks writ large? That part is super clear. No chance. Just zero. None. There is too much money, exposure, thirst, and salt for even one of the world's most powerful, secretive, and valuable companies to ever hope to contain. So we'll have to see what's next.